Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back in with this week's episode and all the physical releases coming to the Switch the 23rd until the 27th. Disney's epic Mickey Rebrushed is releasing physically this week. At first I was rather apathetic about this release, like cool, but not interested in buying it. It's just a quick port of a decent third-party Wii game. But then I saw the differences. I mean, it's like a complete remake and it looks really good. Maybe some of the charm of the original art style is lost, but they've added lots of new things and it looks great. It's an interesting action game and one worth playing. It's one of the better things that Disney have made as far as new ideas in video games. And if you want to purchase this or any of the retail releases in this week's episode, please consider using the links down below in the description and the pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this series. VGP are a fantastic company with favorable prices in Canadian dollars, plus they have free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks, which is about 60 American dollars. Plus, if you do buy something with my link each week, you'll be put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Russell J, who I think has won before because again it reminds me of someone I went to school with. Although something tells me he's living in the back of a van rather than buying video games from VGP, but who knows? Thank you, Russell. You should get an email from VGP if you haven't already. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is obviously the big one this week, and I am incredibly excited about it. It was the best new reveal from Nintendo, for me, and I've barely seen anything about it because I don't want to be spoiled. From what I have seen, it looks clever and inventive and will obviously have that magic of Nintendo creativity that was present in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, using loads of different random items to help you on your adventure, either by solving puzzles or fighting enemies. Personally, I can't wait to beat the living crap out of a bokoblin with a baguette. If possible. I mean, not sure how much influence French culinary culture has had on Hyrule, but we'll have to see. Are you looking forward to this? Of course you are. It's gonna be great, right? It's gonna be great. And our executive producers, Instacritic, Viz, Punkydooster, Robotech, Issa, Ishin, God of Resin, Thorn Metal Luna, Josh Foot, and Feig have chosen this as their pick of the week. REYNATIS, or REYNATIS, I don't know how to say it, is the big RPG this week, but it's made by Furyu and published by NIS America, which that was always going to signal a 5 out of 10 kind of game from critics. Not sure why anyone assumed this was going to be any different to their other games. Monarch, the Caligula effect, it's from the same people. It's not going to be amazing or anything. This is an action RPG within a modern setting but has magical elements. I'm sure some people will get a kick from the recreation of Shibuya with real life shops and stuff. Perfect for licensing issues in the future. I look forward to this game disappearing into the ether. There is a deluxe edition available at retail, as well as a limited edition on NIS America's web store. Monopoly is the third Monopoly physical on the Switch. Probably should be referred to as a 2024 edition. What's different? I'm not sure. It promises a fully animated 3D city, which I find hard to believe is a big improvement on the previous one. But hey, they've got the license for this damn thing, so they've got to make the most of it before it runs out and they need to pay again. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports is a game I thought looked alright when it was revealed in a Nintendo Direct. It looked like a fun sports party game with a bit of personality. Then I found out it was published by Game Mill, who are one of the worst publishers out there in terms of rushing out products before they're actually ready. Here you get basketball, football, golf and tennis for up to 4 people playing locally. I would be willing to give this a try, but I'd need to see how much jank there is first, unless the publisher want to give me a review copy, then, I'll give it a try. One Last Breath should be releasing this week. It's an atmospheric puzzle platformer, something like Inside, but not as good. It's a fairly short game, 3 hours long, but those hours are supposedly enjoyable. It's a silent game pretty much. Everything is told visually, no blabbing from your main character. Yeah, enjoying your game in peace. Naheulbeuk's Dungeon Master is releasing this week, the second Naheulbeuk game on the system. And no, I really have no idea how I'm supposed to officially say it. It sounds like something one would utter after being punched in the stomach. You can hear it blurted out by stuntmen in many a Jackie Chan movie. Naheulbeuk. Anyways, it's a dungeon management game, supposedly not exactly great, more like a mobile game than something like real management fans will enjoy. It's a bit shallow from what I've heard. Cat Rescue Story. Rescue more than 50 different breeds of cats as you inherit your great aunt's house, passing on her legacy to you to become the cat lady you were destined to be. Mold your entire existence around stray moggies and let them run rampant in this house as you bow to their every whim and desire. Play minigames with them until you die, at which point they'll feed off your corpse. Or something like that. EA Sports FC 25 is releasing on the Switch this week, although a download is required in order to play it. Sad times, but I don't think we're missing out on much on the Switch. There are enough FIFA games already. I think one would suffice in your collection. Alright, the low print releases. Iron Meat is up for pre-order on Strictly Limited website. At least it's still available as I'm writing this on Saturday. This has been available on VGP for a couple of weeks now, so when it did finally open up on Strictly's website, there's like less than half left. This is a really great Contra wannabe, one of the best I've ever played, and I think it's better than the recent official Contra game, to be honest. Unlike most other Strictly Limited games, this has been printed in advance and is shipping this week. So yeah, you can order it from their website, or if you still want VGP, you can do so with the links below. Get it, guys, it's a really good game, I promise you. Duck Detective is Super Rare's latest Switch game with 4,000 copies gonna be available. Again, this seems like a very quaint game, which they're known for doing, and I do have some respect for that. It's clear the person who makes the game decisions has their own taste, and they're just rolling with it. Okay, when they go to the pub, they probably order a shandy, but who am I to judge them? This is a very positively received detective adventure game, although it's like 2 hours long. Modern indie adventure games, they just don't have any longevity. But yeah, be there on Thursday if you like ducks. And our executive producer, Louis K, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Rain World is limited runs only game this week, and it's a game that's been on the Switch digitally for like an eternity, and loads of people have been asking for a physical release of this for many years. It's only taken 7, but it's coming. Sadly, not with the DLC. I don't know why. I've heard really good things about the game, but it's definitely not one for those who like an easy time. It's kind of a survival platformer action game as you try to live in a horrible world, just like this real world. You die in one hit, which is not like the real world, I would hope. And that's really harsh, but it's the kind of game you play for either an hour before giving up, or you play for 70 hours and there's no sign of you stopping. You can pre-order it right now. And our executive producer, Offone, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Fragrant Story and Papaya's Path is up for pre-order right now on the Switch on Squire Games' website. If anyone remembers, this was one of the last Nintendo 3DS physical games. It was supposed to be the final one, then somebody else like whipped out one they'd been keeping the secret. Anyways, it was kind of a grift, like no matter how many people try to cope about it. It's about 5 minutes long or something, really not worth it at all. Although yes, the developer does say that all profits of this will go to charity. The charity of which is owned by himself. If that's the case, I would like to inform you guys that if you purchase anything via my affiliate links from now on, every single cent made will go to charity. So what if it's called the Jordan Charity and is dedicated to improving the lives of Jordan's family and his daughter's insatiable desire for ice cream? You'll be making the world a better place. Let's do this charity drive. By which I mean driving the Lambo out of the dealership. So yeah, if you want to be serious for a second, SquireGames.com has like 3 different editions of this, going all the way up to $90, and is supposedly shipping in October. Popslinger will be up for pre-order at either VGNY or VGP on Tuesday. Don't forget, VGNY and VGP are different companies, okay? Anyways, look, I hate being harsh, especially when it comes to, smaller publishers with smaller resources, but I think reading the room needs to be a baseline. This is a really simple action run and gun. I don't think it needed 4 different editions available for purchase. Come on, you have the standard edition, you have the shiny edition, you have the standard collector's edition, you have the shiny collector's edition. each with an arbitrary number of limitedness. And I think that the second game is releasing in like a couple of weeks or something too, so why not have a double pack? Like, I initially assumed this was a double pack, but no, it's just the simple first game. If you live in the US, you can order exclusively from VGNY on Tuesday. If you live outside of the US, you can get it from VGP. Alright, let's jump into the imports. Play Asia territory. If you want to import any of the games from this section, please consider using the Play Asia links below in the description and pinned comment. They also support me very, very much. And yeah, I thank you greatly from the bottom of my heart. Plus, I can support you too, because if you click the link and buy something, you can also get 5% off with the discount code Jordan24. Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP is the big one this week, at least for imports. Just good old action carnage with no qualms about offending anyone. You're a cheerleader with a chainsaw, you're on a rampage against zombies. What is not to love? Well, the frame rate apparently. Yeah, we've heard the Switch version doesn't perform very well, so maybe not the ideal way to play. It's very sad because it's a 360 game. It can't be that hard. Of course, Limited Run handled this in North America, but they censored the cover art, if you remember my comical little analysis of what they had with their pre-orders a few months back. But if you missed that, this version will have English and will be far more readily available in the future. And our executive producer, Cartoon Soren, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Apsulov, End of Gods is releasing in Japan this week. It's been out in Asian regions a decent while already, so yeah, I'm sure those who wanted to import it already have done so, but it's Japan's turn now. It's a sci-fi horror game with Scandinavian elements. Gori, Cuddly Carnage is releasing in Japan this week. North America has to wait until a little bit later. Europe will have to wait indefinitely because the physical release was cancelled, or at least put on extreme hiatus. This is a fun action game that reminds people of the PS2 or like GameCube era. If there was a mascot platformer with blood and gore and skateboarding, it'd be this. The Japanese version is available this week and it does have English, but you may as well wait for the North American release at the end of October. Looks like a fun game, I want to play it. And our executive producer, Vei, my man in Japan, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Japan also has these games. Soldiers, we already have that in Europe at retail, North America does not. And they also have 3 other games, technically 4 I would say, but those do not have English. Alright, let's jump into the spotlight section, but before you guys, how about me? Well, this week, after wrestling with Chinese customs, which stopped one step short of me handing over blood samples, I finally got my copy of Dordogne, which I'm not even going to pretend I know how to say properly. Dordogne. This was sent to me kindly by Pix and Love Games. This is a European exclusive, and you can see the cover art is absolutely gorgeous. A piece of art in and of itself. And this particular art is exclusive to their website, pixandlove.com. Check it out with the links below. This version is limited to just 1,000 copies. At retail in Europe, there's also an alternative cover version. You'll be able to get it from your usual places. If you're in North America, Video Games Plus will have some European imports of that version too, not this one. Check that out with the links below. But the game itself, it's also a work of art, a unique narrative experience as you explore the memories of your childhood. I wish my memories were like this watercolor picturesque style. Mine are more like dark, dank, smoky pubs with ripped pool tables. Anybody else? I don't know. Of course, this is less about the game and more about the bloke they found who can paint pretty pictures and thinking, hey, let's try and build a game around this guy. But yeah, it's something to be experienced. You collect pictures, you collect sounds, scents, memories to create your journal, and it's just a really unique adventure game. As I said, links are below for both versions, but this cover art is really special in my opinion. Thanks to Pix and Love for sending this to the show. Alright, on to you lot. Acrid sent in this photo of the limited edition of Gunvein, which occasionally goes up for sale on NG Dev's website, but by the time it's up, it's sold out like instantaneously. When they sell something, it's highly in demand. Alan and Jeannie sent in this photo, I said your name right this time, picking up The Last Faith, the Nycrux edition. I swear to God, that game is the best at visually selling the game to you. Like, the pixel art in the game is amazing, and the collector's box art right there, that's a masterpiece. Just what state is the game in? Let me know. Andrew R got some really cultured games this week, although with Cavern of Dreams there, that kind of feels like the kid who accidentally got let into a strip club. Avert your eyes, sweet child. Executive producer Cartoon Soren got in these 2 revisions. Sadly, the look of the draw, the Mario Kart is the 5-wave one, not the 6-wave, but the Aussie Splatoon 3, just like the Japanese one, is complete on carts. At least it has the content. I'm sure there's some minor updates that it doesn't have. Dennis and Vicky got in these games, managing to snag a very much out of print and out of existence Mist Over. You can only get this physically now since the game was deleted from online stores. El Cubano Loco sent in this photo. Sometimes I really do forget that Red Dead is on the Switch. I should get that someday. Executive producer Ishin sent in this photo picking up Balatro. What's the biggest joker? The card or the USK logo? I'm joking. The answer is the Peggy logo for thinking it's an 18 rated game. Executive producer JCross7776 sent in this photo picking up Zoetti, which I like the artwork to be honest, but not sure I would gel very well with the card gameplay. If I ever become a game publisher, you know what games I will not publish. Kevin D sent in this photo showing off 2 NG Devs physical releases, both quite hard to get a hold of. They're just missing Gunlord X, which if you've been watching this series for many years, you may remember I was quite bitter about missing out on Gunlord X, but now I have a mortgage and car repayments to make, I'm much less worried about Gunlord X. Retro Yoshi sent in these games. They must have got a shipment from Red Art Games with 3 very nice games, each of which is quirky, and Calico may officially be my daughter's favorite game of all time. To be youthful and not see that the game is falling apart at the seams. Executive producer Vei, my man in Japan, got in some really nice games. I love the fact that the bonus item for the train game is like covering the entire box art like it's mildly ashamed, or maybe too lewd for viewing. Executive producer Lewis K sent in this photo picking self floss. Always a challenge, flossing oneself, you gotta get the angle just right. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo picking up Exophobia, which I think is a game I actually missed talking about. Perhaps it was announced and released in a short space of time. I remember seeing like emails about it and stuff, but I guess, you know, it just slipped the episode that it was supposed to be in. It happens sometimes. Yum Yum Game got in this photo picking up Tokyo Xanadu. I'm pleasantly surprised about how much I've seen this game in the spotlight section. It feels like more than average for a JRPG. Alright, let's have a roundup. McLaren, Robin H, Kevin W, Radio to Rancid, Berry Gaming 24/7, Benjamin A, Ashura G, Danielle O, Illogicool, Cresselak, Needless Dragon, Little Cat, Choco Loco James, The Enemy Parasite, Sojan. Alright, please send me a picture on Twitter if you can DM me at SoWhatAboutGame. If you can't DM me, you can just send it by email, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and the Discord. The server link should be below if I copied and pasted it correctly. Only send me 1 picture per week, okay? Alright, special thanks as always to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Thorn Metaluna, Isa, Vey, Offone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feeg, Josh Foot, Ishin, Viz, Lewis K. Yes, thank you as always. Plus, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, what an absolute legend you are. Oh my god, you watched all the way through. You are propping up this average watch time. Thank you. And yeah, if you did watch all the way through, please leave me a duck emoji, because ducks are kind of cool. I do like ducks. They're cute when they're small, they're cute when they're big. Not like a pig, right? A pig's cute when it's small, but when it gets big is, you know, yeah. Same with a goose. Yeah, a goose is nice when they're young. When they get bigger, you don't want to handle a goose, okay? Ducks are the perfect size, yeah? If you want a pet, have a pet duck. And give me a duck emoji in the comments. Anyway, please go check out Physical Paradise. Yes, go over there. I'm really serious about this, guys, okay? You know, 10,000 of you watch this series every week, okay? You should be over there as well. You should. I promise you. Because, yeah, just trust me on that, okay? I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care.